You box. We're going. Thäter. 24 millimeter. Silvertip. 2-band. We're going Stirling collapsible bowl. We're going Murphy and McNeil cliffs of Moher. And we're going to be using the supply injector today. So that's what was on the board for y'all. Alright. We got ourselves a little de-stress IPA going on here. And it's a 7% hazy IPA. From Humble Abode up here in Spokane, Washington. So I got some pressed in the bottle there, or bottom there. And just gonna get in a nice shave today. This is day 5 of my travel shaves. I put a little marking on the side of the wall for every day I've been up here. I'm gonna go ahead and let my employer pay for that, for those damages. So yeah, if you're wondering what the hell's up with this, a lot of the breweries are small businesses, and up here they're still allowed to sell to-go options. And since their to-go options have pretty much soared through the roof, their to-go sales have soared through the roof since all this has this virus has begun. They are starting to run out of different materials like labels, even generic labels that don't have a specific beer on it, and they're just left open so that it can be handwritten. Even those are running out. A lot of them are running out of cans and containers to put stuff in, so they're just SOL, they're shit out of luck. And I really feel for those guys. But yeah, this is I'm happy these guys still had a little bit of packaging to give me to sell me some stuff, because I'm really just trying to help them. These breweries are like mom and pop shops, and I want to do all I can, to keep them around, because when this stuff is all said and done and it's over with, I want them to still be here for all of us to enjoy, All right, we got some lather, man. This is the Aeon base from Murphy and McNeil. So let's take a little whiff here. So it smells familiar. I want to say it's like Irish Springs, but maybe ever so slightly different. It's nice. It's like a 5 out of 10 scent strength. It smells familiar. I want to say it smells like Irish Springs. It just has that bright green quality to it. Yeah, it's nice. It's crisp, it's green, and smells great. So that's what we're going to be going with right there. Woo! I almost dunked my wristwatch in the water. You get going on these things. And this is in the afternoon. This is after I got done with training. I did not like how low energy my morning shaves were, so I switched it. Sue me. Alright, so I know the Aeon base is going to perform well because it performed well for me earlier in the week. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't think my Thäter is going to be an issue. I don't think the supply injector is going to be an issue. So we should have a good shave here. And most of you probably already caught on to who I paid homage to in the beginning of this video, because I came out the gate blazing like one of my favorite YouTubing wet shavers does. He just comes right out the gate, start of the video, high energy, most of the time. And he even does some really cool outdoors shaves every now and then when the weather is nice and he has time. And I really like that. I think I'll probably do some of that if I can get together the tools I'll need to make it happen, like a mirror of some sort and a bowl for water and everything else. Alright, that should probably do it for me. Got the supply injector with the matte black, still onto the mid-aggressive plate with the Schick Proline B20 blade that was sent to me from Eric, or Duckfat on Instagram. Cool dude. He also sent me a Barrister Mann Seville, like a pretty much unused tub of Seville in the glazant base. He also sent me Zingari Man the Mariner in her vegan base. And I love the Mariner, so that was like, I already had one, but now I have two, and I love the Mariner, so I could just use it with reckless abandon now. It's fantastic. But yeah, this stuff kind of reminds me of Irish Springs. At first, when I first smelt it, when I first came in, I was kind of thinking it was one of those scents where you had to more or less visualize what they're going for. And I was kind of thinking, smells like you're like in a field, but you're overseeing like a huge drop off, like a cliff, you know. And so you get all that green, but you also get like this crisp air. Maybe a little bit of that wet stone that I found in Carpathia from Southern Witchcrafts. But no, now that I've lived with it for a while, I want to say it's like an Irish Springs type scent. And it's quite enjoyable. I might be wrong. I'm not always right. But I think that's what my memory is recalling here. That's what's coming to the forefront. I cannot wait to get back home and put the 3-plate, the more efficient plate, on this bad boy. Because this just feels so safe and comfortable. Now it's efficient. It's getting me there. It's getting me to BBS. So it's doing its job. But it just feels so safe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wanting a little bit more blade feel. And hopefully the more aggressive plate will get me there. So right now I just don't feel any blade feel whatsoever with that. It's so smooth at that medium plate. And I guess I just want some. I'm not normally eager for some blade feel, but when I use my Schicks, there's usually some blade feel. So maybe I just feel like a little odd not having it. I don't know. Let's get a little bit more of this lovely Murphy and McNeil suds here. Kinda didn't take a whole hell of a long time to lather up. I mean, I had a somewhat damp brush, but I didn't really sit there and build and build and build. I just kinda got a slick layer on the skin and called it good. Maybe I'll add a little bit more water. But this stuff feels great on the skin. Definitely feels like it maintains a little bit of density. I'm not really trying to build, if you can tell. I'm just kind of painting it on. I mean, yesterday I really built up the Highland Springs. And there's people that do that, and it works great for them, having that really like voluminous lather. And then there's people who just paint a really thin, some might even call it dry lather, and that works well for them. And I gotta be honest, I don't really have a standard. Sometimes, sometimes I have it wet, sometimes I have it dry. If it's a good soap, it usually just works. You know what I mean? A lot of people get bent out of shape with what lather looks like, because if you don't do it like me, you're doing it wrong. No, I mean, I've seen too many videos to believe that. Everybody has a way that works for them, and they really don't need to listen to anybody else, because if it works for them, then that means it works, period. So smooth. Alright. And it's just flying right along here. So I'm in pretty much a dilemma now. Because I got the whole weekend up here in the hotel. Nothing to do. Can't go out on the town. I mean, I thought it was bad during training, where 8 hours of my day was taken up. This is just gonna be fucking terrible with nothing to do. I mean, I'm gonna make a shaving video, I'm sure, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Alright. And so, Jack backed out on me last night from doing the Instagram live, so we just called it off. So if you guys watched my video yesterday and tried tuning in to the Instagram live today, and you were like, where the hell is it? Not there. We didn't do it. Jack had other things that he had to get done, and so we just bagged the whole thing. Now he wants to do it today, but my wife might come up, which is like my only saving grace. If she can come up, that'd be fantastic, and I won't be so damn bored out of my mind. But if she comes up, I'm not gonna be doing an Instagram live, because if she comes up, I'm gonna be spending time with her. I'm not gonna ask her to come up here just so I can ignore her. So it is what it is. Alright. That was fantastic, as I pretty much figured it would be. So, like I said, you guys probably caught on who that intro homage was paid to. The Stallion, Anthony Espisito. Straight razor shaver / honer extraordinaire. Cool guy. He recently gifted CDB 2 razors. One was a Wade & Butcher with some custom scales on it. Thing is beautiful. That was an amazing gift. And then he also gave him a gold dollar that he honed himself, which is also pretty damn cool, you know. So, Anthony Espisito is a good guy. Definitely been around in the community for a long time. Somebody whose videos I've enjoyed pretty much since I started wedge shaving. Way before I made videos. And just cool dude. Could learn a lot from him. And I don't know. He's a little bit rough around the edges. Probably even more rough than me. Like, don't bring your kids unless you're cool with your kids hearing some adult language. But awesome channel. Awesome guy. Awesome channel. It's cool to see him making videos kind of regularly at this moment. But yeah, let's do a little recap. Well, actually, before I do a recap, let's get some aftershave. Barrister Mann's Reserve Cool in this little sample packet that came with the order I made a while back. They have the Reserve Spice, the Reserve Cool, and the Reserve Classic, and those came for free with an order I made a while back. And they're just these little samples. So you twist the top off, peel it off. Kinda, what I do is I try to open it sort of like a milk carton by applying a little bit of pressure on the sides. This one's not doing it, so I'm going to try to open the opening up a little bit, and I'll squirt some out. As you can see, it's kind of like this blue mouthwash type color. Alright, this stuff really smells like an old man. We're just going to get this all over us. No, I'm just fucking around. I mean, I'm not fucking around, but I am fucking around. It smells like an old man, but it smells good. It's like, I believe it's based off Floyd Blue. It's no longer available. And it's just like a, I would say it's like a very powdery barbershop type scent. I don't know. I would just say it's a barbershop. More or less. Yeah. But goes pretty well with the green Irish tweed type scent that the Murphy and McNeil Cliffs of Moher sample came with. Very nice stuff. I like that a lot, actually. Then we use the Stirling bowl, the little agitators on the bottom. The Thäter did its job. This is the 41, 25, 24 millimeter 2-band Silvertip Badger. Good shit. And let's see, what else do we use here? We use the Supply Injector on the mid-aggressive plate with the Schick Proline B20 blade. Just a real nice razor. Heavy duty, but not bulky. I always thought it was bulky before I owned it. Not bulky. It's about the size, maybe just a slightly bit taller than a normal injector. Like the Type G or so. Maybe just a hair taller, but about the same bulk, so that's nice. It's definitely not bulky or cumbersome. That's about it. So, cheers, guys. That was a great shave. Definitely de-stressed my day. That'll fucking do it for me, guys. So, thank you for tuning in, and remember, your sister's ass fucking stinks.